We got our champion,
Kerr.
Josh Kerr.
He did it.
I appreciate it.
I
climbed the mountain today.
Yeah.
I climbed the mountain, I'll say that.
Man. And you climbed it, you did, man. Congrats, huge win.
I appreciate it.
I mean, what a way to start off this Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Coming off, I'm sure, a performance in the last slam that, you know, it's like you're a guy that likes to win. Is always up at the front. So today, what you just did must feel fantastic.
Yeah, it really does. I think it's been, for me, like a bit of a rocky road for the last 7 months from a training standpoint. And so putting something together like that today against the field that we're able to do, it's a huge confidence boost and stepping stone in the training. You know, we obviously have got an 800 to put together tomorrow that, you know, we're now focused on. But, you know, this is a great set of guys, and I was able to execute a confident race, which is a really good start.
Yeah. Well, how did you think, you know, this race was going to go out? We saw that, like, you know, the race is just getting going now. You saw Yared hit the front a bit early on, kind of pull it along. Nothing crazy, but just enough to, you know, keep it a bit more honest than the last slam. Is that how you thought it was going to go, or was this kind of a bit, you know, different?
Yeah, I think overall, like from the last slam to this one, having, you know, obviously Marco's the only 800 guy that we're going to keep around every slam, and so, you know, analyzing that, I thought, to be honest, it was going to be pretty similar, because it is a little bit windy out there, and it was a different wind to last time. So, you know, we were analysing it a little bit, and I thought it would go something similar. But to be honest, it's like I watch USAs every year, and I'm like, this is what it must be like to run USAs. Like, you know, a bunch of really good guys all running kind of within themselves and closing. So, you know, I've definitely been seen in the past to ridicule the Americans, and I feel very much like an American today. But it's, you know.
Good. I mean, look, you've run against the Americans your whole career. You get it.
I've had a good time.
So, like, when were you kind of keying off? Like, when were you making sure to stay out of trouble? I think it was around like 500 to go, where you were on the shoulder, right in the perfect position on the outside of lane one. Was that kind of the strategy?
Yeah.
Make sure you're not boxed in, come bell lap, and just be out of trouble.
Yeah, I think, you know, this racing is so different to, you know, pace Diamond League stuff. You know, that, so you're just putting the hand in the fire and kind of holding it there. For this, you have to have a switched on brain, and to be honest, I made that move at 450 to go to make sure I was closer to these guys because they're great closers, and I couldn't really give them much, but, you know, I felt like with the guys outside me that were kind of coming by into the wind down the backstretch, I was like, even though these guys are amazing closers, I think they're working a little bit too hard, so I'll just wait a little bit longer and really hit it down the home stretch, and that took a lot of patience. I didn't do it in Jamaica, so I'm glad I put that together today.
Did it feel really windy?
Nothing crazy. I mean, you know, we're going to blame conditions whenever we want to. We're 50-meter runners,
it's a good excuse.
divas of the middle distance. So, you know, I think it didn't feel too bad. But again, maybe ask Yared. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, especially coming off Kingston. You know, Kingston a bit windier, a bit hotter.
I think we need to stop having these slams near the ocean. I think I think we all need to conclude that. To be honest,
we got to have a Nebraska slam.
Yeah. Give me something in Ohio. Give me something real.
Flat, pancake flat, no wind. Perfect conditions.
Perfect, kind of mid, kind of 50.
Look, you want fast times. You run it in the heartline of America.
Yes, exactly. No, we're having a good time. If there's any place to have a slam and be on Friday and Saturday, it's going to be Miami.
I saw Marco kind of making some moves coming up on your shoulder. Like, who are the guys? All these guys are talented enough and have good closes. Are there certain guys, like these 800 guys, that you're like, okay, I don't want him?
I didn't want Marco where he was.
But
to be honest, like, I'm not going to lie, I could feel the breathing. He was heavy breathing, and I was like, Marco, I love you, but this is not where you need to be right now. You're lost.
Have a bit of a poker face.
I was
Marco.
like, you need to slow down a little bit, buddy. We might not make it. I love Marco. I think he was up there. He was fighting, and I could see with, you know, I've watched enough of Marco's races that I know when he's hurting, and I could tell here, and I was like, I just need to move out and really work against these guys, and I was able to get him with like 75 to go. It's a long 75 meters, I'll tell you that. But,
there we go.
You know, the crowd got me going. I have 20 people here, like family members. I was like, just get to the line. I need to get to the line right now. And Yared's such a good closer. He's got me a lot in the past. So it was making sure I got there.
This must, I mean, now that you've got 12 points heading into tomorrow, that must be kind of not a huge weight off the shoulders, but like this is where you're in the driver's seat now, and it's really now about executing in that 800. You know, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be kind of similar to last week, where or last month with just hard with the 800 guys trying to do their thing, and you guys just holding on the best you can? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I think I don't know if we can all have a word with Michael, but if we can get a buyout clause for me sitting here tomorrow watching the 800 and taking a 50K, I would love that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? I think we need to present that
Yeah.
to Michael right now. Just can we get a buyout 50K?
Yeah.
Josh gets to go home
100%.
today.
That's great. Yeah.
If this was DraftKings, you cash out now.
Cash out now.
Cash out
Do
now.
not
Yeah.
let it ride.
Yeah.
That is not gambling advice. I'm not allowed to give it, but
Yeah.
do not let it ride.
Look, look, we don't know about this parlay. One leg of the parlay's smashed. Let's ride.
Yeah. My mum seems to be on the TV right now, so that's distracting. But I wonder what they're talking about, but that's okay.
You did a good job. Like, as soon as you crossed the line,
Yeah.
you went right to the crowd.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it.
It is.
And they want to see that.
Exactly. To be honest, it's so nice to have so many family members here. We have a lot of, I'm flying a lot of people out from Europe just to have my family close, and I'm really proud to be able to do that. And it's just, these are awesome events for people to come out and watch live. Like,
Yeah.
I think to be honest, I think it's the right viewing from an in-person standpoint. So I'm just excited for this to keep growing. I think we've grown since Jamaica. I think it's going to be continuing from here. And I was the second person to sign on to this league. It's been a long road, but getting my first win feels really good.
Yeah, dude, congratulations. Huge win. Excited to watch you in the 8 tomorrow,
I
man.
appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.